Ladies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't been here for a while, I know, but I think that today's video might compensate it because this is a topic that I see in my comments so often, so many questions, and that is the smile lines. So today's video is basically smile lines 101, how to get rid of these nasty lines that we have around our mouth that are aging us, how to lift the cheeks, how to reduce the volume without doing invasive treatments, basically without going under the knife. So, I am making this video, to be honest, because I see a lot of young women, literally women in their early 20s, that are going and doing facelifts to lift that cheek, and then they are ending with this like nasty scar here, with this funny ear, the nasty scar there. Like, I am here as a living proof that you can achieve the same results just with medical aesthetic treatment, just with not invasive treatment and a little bit of patience. You know me, I am not a huge fan of invasive things like that. I cannot name really everything here, by the way, because YouTube might block it. I am a big fan of low invasive treatment done regularly, and this is what I do, and this is what I recommend to my clients, and I see beautiful results both on myself and on my girls. So, before we go into the topic, if you need help, if you need someone to look at you objectively, professionally, and tell you what is not working on your face, on your body, give you a clear list, I am here and I'm doing service like that. I will tell you everything that your friends are maybe too scared to tell you, too uncomfortable to tell you. I will tell you and I will recommend you all the treatments. I am not working with any clinic. I am not working with any doctor. My opinion is totally unbiased because I don't have, like commission on anything. If you want the honest opinion, I will put in the description how you can join like more than 100 women already that I helped with that. But anyway, coming back to the smile lines topic. First of all, you might be watching this video and being like, she's talking about reducing smile lines, but she still has them. Oh, by the way, I think I didn't tell you. I think most of you already know, but this is how I used to look like before, right? These were my smile lines before. And I was like in my early 20s on this picture, as well as I was skinnier than I am right now, actually. So, yeah. But I had this very nasty smile lines. And obviously, right now, I also have smile lines when I smile. And smile lines when you smile are totally natural. And this is actually what you want to have. Like, imagine you would look crazy if that would be totally flat and plain and no line if you smile. What you don't want to have is when you are not smiling and these lines are there. This is what you don't want to have because this is aging you. And I was having, like, out of the box, genetically, very bad smile lines. Like, I was, 18 years old at my youngest, primest I could possibly be, and I had these nasty lines. So, I will give you the ultimate cheat code, like the treatment. Like, I did many treatments, okay? I will be honest with you. But there are some that works and there are some that don't work. And I will tell you the ones that work. You need to do them a couple of times. You need patience. But I know that they work and I tried it on a couple of my clients and they work beautifully. Number one, the OG, what you can do for that is anything with ultratherapy technology. Ultratherapy technology, you can find it in different devices. There are different devices on the market. One of the most well-known devices like that is HIFU. It's very popular in Europe and so on. Then there is also Ultraformer, same technology, newer device, Korean. And there's Ultera Prime, same technology, newer device from the US. So these are the three most popular ones. There are more, but these are the three most popular. HIFU, Ultraformer, Ultera Prime. In some countries, you will find all of them. In some countries, you will find just this, just this, just this. Find any of these devices. They work magic, okay? If you can choose between the three, choose Ultra Prime is the best. So if I would have to put them in the ranking, right? Ultra Prime is the best, Ultra Former second, HIFU the least. But if you have a skilled doctor that is good with the settings of that, all of them will work beautifully. If you do a series of 3 to 5, I tell you, this will transform your cheeks. You do them here. What they do is, one, they shrink the fat, they stimulate the collagen, they lift the cheek, and they stimulate the collagen on your skin. So they will help with lifting the cheek, reducing, like shrinking that fat without actually reducing the fat. So it's good like long term, because it will not age you like the removing the fat fully. Like it will not age you in the future because it's like temporary shrinking the fat. It will lift, and it will also make your jawline very sharp because it's very stimulating the collagen. Very often you also ask me like, what did I do for the jawline, and if there is a filler? No, there's no filler. These are like ultra therapy devices that I do, and the jaw, you don't see maybe, but I have a very like much nicer jawline, at least, that I had before. I will not say I had a very nice, because you will be coming here in the comments and be like, it's not nice, but it's at least very much nicer than it was. Okay, it does like so much good for your face. Like this is my top device. Till now, I do at least once a year. Um, I try to do this Ultra Prime. I did first time. This is amazing. And you do this at the beginning, especially if you do HIFU. You like HIFU and Ultraformer, you can do a little bit more often. Ultra Prime maybe once, twice a year, but also like you need to kind of consult with the doctor and listen what the doctor who actually does the treatment for you will tell about it, because each doctor has like different settings, different method that he's working. But this type of device is amazing. It will shrink that cheek, it will lift it, it will help, you know, the little lines, everything that you have, it will really nicely make it. If you have, like, I also had asymmetry in my cheeks, it got all fixed by this. I tell you, like, it works wonders if you have patience to do it, and if you have a good doctor. Because I will tell you also one thing. These devices, the result very much depends on the settings that the doctor puts. Okay, because there are different settings, you have different layers on the skin. Also, the interesting part about these devices is that the doctor can basically adjust the settings to be more or less targeting different things. So if you go to a doctor and be like, hey, my main concern is that I just have very big cheeks and I want to the volume reduction, right? So you want to shrink that fat tissue more, they can adjust the settings to target the fat tissue more. If you're like, hey, I want the lifting, I want this mass layer to be lifted, they can adjust the settings other way to lift it, right? They're like, or like stimulate collagen, again, differently. So these devices, it very much depends on the settings. So I sometimes see online people saying that they did it a couple of times and they've seen no results. I tell you, it might be because your doctor is not so good and the settings are poor. I already made a video for you about how I go to Asia for my treatments. Like me personally, I go to Bangkok. A lot of people go to Korea, right, to do these treatments. I think doctors there are amazing because I tried the same HIFU in Dubai. I tried it in Indonesia. In like Indonesia is also in Asia, obviously, but you know what I mean. And I had no result because the doctors were not good with settings. Also, I have a full video about Bangkok clinics. If you're interested, you can check it out. But also in Bangkok, in Korea, I know also what they do is like they numb you very well. They put the numbing cream on you. You sit there with the numbing cream for 1 hour straight. And when they do the treatment, you barely feel anything. So they can put the settings higher because you don't feel hurt. And then they can do the treatment like a little bit more invasive because you don't feel the pain, so they can do it stronger, right? So I'm not saying that your local doctor would be bad and that you need to travel to Asia. I have clients, I have girls who did literally just HIFU a couple of times in their local city, and they have beautiful results, really amazing. because they have a doctor that, educates themselves on this particular machine or does a lot of treatments, like they know. If the doctor is good, you will have amazing result. If you don't have result, probably the doctor is not good. And I am the living proof that these technologies work. So one thing, the most important, the OG ultra therapy device, okay? Number two, if you want to lift it even more, because these ultra therapy devices, actually the primary thing what they do is reducing that volume. If you reduce the volume, obviously there is low, it will lift a bit, mostly reduce the volume. And when you reduce the volume, there is less weight hanging here, right? So there is less weight pushing here. You don't get that much smile line. If you want even bigger result, any skin booster like Sculptra, injected with cannula needle here. I already talked about it in my other video. This will stimulate here collagen so beautifully, it will lift amazingly. However, and I did it like, probably Sculptra, I did like 3 or 4 times in my life. I was always very happy. However, it will add tiny bit of volume, tiny bit. But from my experience, actually, I know it sounds scary. If you have big cheeks, it sounds scary to add tiny bit of volume, right? It sounds scary. But I will tell you, it's a little, just a tiny bit of volume, and optically it will really transform your cheek to look smaller because the volume will be added just here. So it will optically make the lower part of the cheek smaller and lift it. There is no, I mean, probably there are some other ways to stimulate collagen, but like the Sculptra, oh my god, like I seen like my girls doing that, me doing that, like it's so beautiful. You just need to um do it with a doctor who does it with this cannula technique, so does here, because there are doctors doing some funny things, I don't know. Then I think it doesn't give such a beautiful result as with this cannula needle. I think it's Asian technique as well. I'm also doing this always in Bangkok, and it's giving beautiful result. But you also, it is very important that after you get it done, you massage your face. You need to massage it 5 times a day for 5 days, and it's very important that you do it. And when you do it, like whole cheek is beautifully lifted. And I know that there will be people that come here and be like, but if you do Sculptra, you cannot do a facelift in the future. No, first of all, I tell you, if you do Sculptra, you will not think about facelift, especially if you're in your 20s. This is the first thing. Second of all, you just need to wait maybe 2 years, 1 to 2 years without Sculptra, then you can do. So it's not blocking anything for the future. It's something that is really stimulating your collagen and lifting it so beautifully, like you will transform your face. If you have a very bad smile line, if you look like I used to look before, do this combo of ultra therapy device that will reduce the fat and the Sculptra that will lift, and it will be beautiful. And if you have a big masseter muscle, you can also do Masseter, obviously, but masseter muscle, like if you have big and you do Botox here, it will slim down your face. If you don't have a big muscle, it will not change anything. Me, myself, yes, I'm doing Masseter muscle Botox regularly, but because I have a huge muscle. And one more note, if you are doing Botox here for this muscle, you need to be very careful while combining it with ultra therapy device, because ultra therapy devices are heating up the skin, which basically means if you do the Botox and some days after you go for ultra therapy device, this heat created by the device will kill the Botox. Like this is how it works, right? It's also like a big sister tip. If they one day do bad Botox for you, you can put heat on it and it will go wear off faster, right? So how to do it so that your master Botox is not messed up with these ultra therapy devices? What you can do is like you do ultra therapy device and you do Botox right after. So many times the clinic who would have an ultra therapy device, they would also have a Botox available in the clinic. So you go on one visit and on the same visit they do first ultra therapy device and then Botox and it's done. Or like just do Botox after the Ultherapy device to make the period where the Botox is uninterrupted in your face the longest possible. I think that's it. If you want, I can make a separate video on master Botox and how to really understand if you are a good candidate for that. And if not, also let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see on my channel. Thanks for watching.